The truth is always in the details.
What do you see?
They said the ink had bled. That was the
See on section
explanation.
3,
Moisture,
these are the
pressure,
updated
time,
projections.
nothing unusual.
understand.
That was how they
The data
wanted it to
indicates we should
sound.
proceed with caution.
Natural,
I agree. The risk is
accidental,
higher than initially
expected.
assessed.
Because
We need
once
a
ink
modified
looked
strategy.
disturbed enough, most people stopped asking why some lines remained untouched. That was the comfort of damage. It made everything feel unpredictable, and unpredictable felt innocent. The document lay on the desk between them, flat, marked, distorted in places. One section of text blurred slightly as if ink had spread beyond its edge. That was what they wanted her to see. Imperfection, irregularity, a flaw that explained itself. The man across from her didn't look concerned. He looked settled. The ink bled, he said. Calm, easy, certain, as if damage could erase intention just by appearing random. For most people,
The damage is
it could,
extensive. It
because
seems
once a
deliberate.
page looked
Do you
imperfect
recognize the
enough,
script? Fragments,
they
barely
stopped
legible.
asking which parts had
But yes,
avoided
I've
the
seen this
damage.
before.
That was the mistake. Sarah looked at the text, not at the blur, at the lines that stayed sharp. That was the difference. Other people saw distortion. Sarah saw selection. A woman to the side relaxed too early. Another person shifted the page slightly flatter, as if pressure could make the bleed look consistent. That was useful. It meant they believed the page had suffered equally. Sarah leaned forward, not to study the blurred section, to compare it to what remained clean. That was where the story broke. Real ink bleed spread with logic. It followed fibers. It crossed boundaries. It softened edges without choosing what to spare. This one didn't. The paragraph carried blur in one direction, but the line beneath it remained untouched, too sharp, too clean, too protected. That was the problem. If the page had truly absorbed moisture, the damage would not stop where it was convenient. That was worse, because random damage could be blamed on chance. Selective damage belonged to control, to shielding, to something placed to prevent ink from reaching where it should have gone. Sarah looked again, not at the words, at the boundary, where blur ended,
What is it too
where
early?
clarity began. The man across from her noticed the pause. His shoulders changed before his face did. That was enough. "What is it?" the woman asked. Too soon, too exposed. Sarah placed one finger on the blurred section, then another on the clean line below. "This spread," she said. Then she held the untouched line. This didn't. Silence. No one interrupted. Because damage was not opinion. It was pattern. And pattern was hard to deny once randomness stopped behaving randomly. The man leaned forward, looked at the blur again, then the clean
I disagree
line,
entirely.
then
The
back
terms as
again.
they stand are simply
He didn't
unacceptable.
answer. That was the answer. The woman to the side straightened slowly. Another person stopped touching the page. That was how certainty broke. Not when the page looked damaged, when the damage looked selective. The same section they called affected now exposed the place where something had been protected from the rest. Sarah didn't push further. She didn't need to. The ink was doing enough already. One blur, one clean line, one boundary. 3 details that should have protected their version, now turning against it. The man sat back, careful now, no longer settled.
Everything seems to be
The
in
document remained open between them, still marked, still imperfect, still visible, and no longer believable. Sarah stepped back half a pace, still there, still
I think really
watching,
fast.
but no longer proving. Because once
The
damage
ink
stops
simply
spreading
bled.
evenly, it stops
We've heard
being
that before.
damage.
Not this time,
And
Sarah.
sometimes,
No, not this
the
time.
fastest way to expose a controlled alteration is not to study what was blurred. It is to notice what stayed clean when it should not have.
Every secret has its day. Stay with me to see them all. Subscribe now.